How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. This is a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, trans rights, supporting channel. If you don't like that, get the fuck out of here. This is Agent Carter, Season 2, Episode 6, The Life of the Party. Who will be the life of the party? Who specifically? I guess Whitney will be the life of the party. I can't think of anybody else who it would fit for, except for maybe like Peggy, but I could see them using that as a title for Peggy if it wasn't for the fact that she has a very serious injury right now. So, it could be sarcastic. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, if you want to get the full length, check it out on Patreon below. So we're going to see it from his perspective. Okay. Very interesting. So it's calling him again. Okay, and then he appears again. That's actually really weird.
You built the housing unit for Zero Matter. Perhaps you can do something similar for yourself.
That won't work.
Why?
That's a good point.
No mass. I have no material form to contain.
But if you did...
If I did, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
How did he come back then?
When you were exposed to the Zero Matter from that, you were restored to a tangible state.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
If you could replicate that, even briefly...
Okay, hold on. I gotta pause this. First off, how did they know that it was gonna be temporary at the start? And then then why was she so freaked out about him disappearing here if it's not? I thought, like, okay, they must have some meta knowledge that they shouldn't have, but they do have about his intangibility being physical. Like, once Zero Matter went in him, he was physical, and then him disappearing at the end of the episode was weird because he was physical, even though they said it was temporary. But no, so the temporariness of the physicalness had worn off way before that point. She was just concerned that he was disappearing, even though we know that is how it works. And also, how did he disappear right there and then reappear? That shouldn't be how it works. I don't understand any of this anymore.
Darling? Okay.
Is she talking to herself, or is she talking to, like, the other
exactly
thing?
has happened to Blake? Car that would lead you to believe that I'm okay.
Whitney, everything's gonna be fine.
How can you say that?
Because I've arranged for the council to meet with you.
What did you say?
I thought long and hard about it.
Okay.
And I
Not where I
realized
thought he was
that
going with
I
it.
hadn't given you the proper support. This
Bullshit.
is my way of rectifying my mistake.
The council never meets with outsiders, let alone a woman.
It took some convincing, and I did have to cash in all my chips, but you're worth it.
No way. He's got some other plan. I don't know, he's such a coward, though.
I think once the council sees what you're capable of, they'll give you whatever you want.
I like, we know that he was very, trying to get them back on his side with the Zero Matter stuff. So, okay, yeah, but that right there, I think he is telling the truth, but he is still very scared.
We can modify this vacuum syringe from the SSR to get the sample of Zero Matter. We use the crowd to our advantage, we get close enough to puncture her skin, and then we make a hasty exit without any fuss.
No way it's going that well, especially because you're not doing it.
Yes.
No, you're not doing. You
Barely
can't.
walk. You, who Whitney's tried to kill within the past 48 hours. You, who Whitney will see coming a mile away. Same as Jarvis, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, someone else then.
Me?
Rose?
I'm not gonna fly as Jarvis.
I mean, well, no,
Rose,
because
then.
needs to be a.
flight home. Her mother's.
Well,
Also needs to be a guy,
we-
We
probably,
can't trust anybody at the SSR.
because
It's become
it's the
painful.
council.
And I'm not about to send a civilian into the jaws of that lion without
I guess
sufficient
Jack
training.
is the only person we have.
He's a highly skilled, unknown face who can blend in with the glamour and throw down in the gutter. I don't know anybody besides you who can pull that off.
I have a terrible idea.
Think they're doing.
Underwood. Dr. Wexford is here to conduct.
Okay,
evaluation.
Dottie.
Show him in.
Finally getting back. Finally getting back to this.
Hello, Dr. Wexford.
How is she gonna do this, though? Like, how's she gonna get her out of here?
You're hurt.
Yeah, I mean, Dottie is smart, though. She knows, like, if she tried to do anything to you right here, it's not like it would help her in any way. Dottie looks so different like this, too.
You're probably going behind someone's back.
I believe in Peggy, but so much can go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
They're going deep behind enemy lines, basically surrounding themselves so they can get as close as possible to perhaps the most dangerous person alive.
But
And that's
there
probably
will be
true right about this
reinforcements,
time.
yes?
Not to my knowledge, no. Pretty much everything has to go perfectly, or it was... No, I'm
But
sure-
Jarvis isn't going to be there, right? I thought Jarvis isn't going to be there.
My formal ivory cufflinks are.
Top right drawer on the vanity.
Ah! Yes, thank you. Need to look my best. A lot of responsibility this evening. Quite invigorating, really. Leading a mission, being right in the thick of the action.
So, oh boy. But why is... So it's going to be Jarvis and Dottie? And yeah, I feel very rough for Anna, but at the same time, Anna's also like, you know, I'm not going to tell him not to, because this is kind of... A lot of people are going to get hurt if not.
Maybe that pin unlocks the secrets to every major decision made in this cesspool of a country.
And I don't think she's just talking about the council. I mean, she's clearly talking about Hydra as well. I don't think we're ever going to state that, but clearly those pins are... And the council's related to Hydra. She's probably like, what the fuck do I do with this? I don't want to be holding that. Okay. Okay. I thought it was like gonna be something that blows a fucking hole in the door or something. Okay, so yeah, that's a lot.
Sweet dreams.
Oh, yep. Oh, but okay, so that explains why it was not going to be like an immediate, like, you know, trying to fight her way out. And so she was being held in a specific SSR place. Really?
This would stop me?
No, but I thought this might.
Yeah, one more. Just...
Happy?
Very.
Can't believe they have a fucking net gun. Of course they would. Of course they would.
How fabulous. I'll be sure to return the favor with a choker of my own someday.
The necklace is equipped with a tracking device so that I can monitor your location at all times. And if you attempt to remove the beacon or break even one link in the chain, you will be injected with a neurotoxin, which will kill you in 35 excruciatingly painful seconds.
That's gotta be a bluff.
Rick, what type of firearm might be carrying this evening?
That would be no time.
You can't be serious.
Give you a gun, she's only going to take it from you.
Yeah.
Offense in that remark. And I don't see how you'll feel safe sending me out with her unarmed.
Where's your wristwatch?
It's a wristwatch, Miss Carter. It's on my wrist.
Yep, she took it. It tied up, she took it.
Sorry.
Fine. A knife, then. Or a cane with a sword hidden inside.
Excuse me for one moment.
Nunchucks! Oh, cyanide. Oh, Jarvis is amazing.
Almost ready?
No. I can't.
Put this on.
Okay, well. It's so hard to tell what Calvin's actually... Like, what his true intentions are, his true emotions are.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Like, even with it being transparent, it hides it very well.
I have not felt butterflies like this in so long.
It also gives a really cool, like, hiding half the face vibe.
Hi, handsome.
Hello.
Don't talk to her. Aren't you protected?
Wilkes!
Don't be shy.
He clearly looked...
Come on over here. Join us.
Keep the focus here.
Goodbye, Dr. Jason Wilkes.
Oh boy.
Something wrong?
No. No. I'm just excited to get to work.
She's gonna use that to her advantage somehow. I don't know.
The decadence in this place is truly repulsive.
Honestly, though, I agree.
Have you seen Whitney Frost yet?
It's the blonde one.
Yep. And there's the FBI guy as well. This is doubly bad because now we have two people that are gonna recognize Jarvis.
Communism is a moral issue. But the very ideals of our nation are under threat.
I feel the same way, Mr. Chadwick.
Now, when I'm elected, my primary focus will be defending our borders and beating back this red invasion. Which means more resources and money for men like you.
We'll take all the help we can get.
All these scenes are always so... I don't have a word. Disgustingly entertaining.
This room is filled with powerful friends. That's Thomas Glasgow. His financial firm has a hand in every dollar that flows through Wall Street.
Oh yeah, you're damn right.
There's Mortimer Hayes. He controls every major newspaper west of the Mississippi.
And that was the guy they were talking about with Manfredi.
And they're starting to know your name.
That's not what...
You played your cards well so far. There's only one conspicuous stain on your record.
What's that?
Jack, you know Hugh Jones. Oh, sure. He came to my New York office last year, ruffling feathers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jack's in a bad position here.
This Carter woman is disobeying your direct orders. Now, if you want to impress the people in this room, climb the only ladder that counts. You can't let a female subordinate make an ass out of you like this.
Jack.
Night's not over yet.
Chief Thompson, it is you. Jarvis? Do you know, I've just won a $50 wager with Mr. Selznick. He thought you were Burt Lancaster.
And to be fair, yeah.
This is a Butler-friendly affair.
Oh,
Yeah, like...
Mr. Stark is a contributor.
But Jack's gonna be suspicious. He's gonna know that Howard would not. Yeah.
Oh, I've developed a slight astigmatism in one eye. I think they make me look rather refined.
Where's Carter?
Sitting by Mr. Stark's swimming pool, reading a rather bawdy pulp novel last time I saw her.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah,
Because she wouldn't miss an opportunity to ruin this evening for Calvin Chadwick.
These waters are full of sharks.
Some advice for you. A little baking soda will help get the stains out when you're doing Stark's laundry.
Everybody knows
that. To be fair, though, Jack's throwing it right back in his face. Like, if you want to talk about Jack being in line with sharks, so are you, Jarvis.
Okay? I didn't stick you, did I? This thing will not stay on.
I didn't feel a thing.
Perfect. Nice. Huh. What does she think she's gonna do?
This is about power.
And like the crack just peeking through.
Could bring the world to its knees.
And I think Dottie's gonna inject herself with it. I think that's where we're going here. Calvin's so afraid. He's so much more afraid than the rest of the people seeing him for the first time. But are they going to be receptive to this at all?
I must say, we all thought you were going crazy, but thank you for bringing this to our attention. I believe we're all in agreement on how to proceed.
Darling, you were perfect.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
She's gonna, like, grab their hands. Grab their hands. Okay. So, like, they did know what this was gonna be going into it and everything.
Now, hold on.
Yeah, Whitney murder them all. Hell yeah, Whitney's so cool. Okay, but not the rest? Why? Like, get Hugh.
Whitney, please.
Yeah, you're gone, Calvin.
I trusted you.
Please.
I made you.
Bye-bye, Calvin. Oh, this is so much worse. Yes. Dottie's absolutely ejecting herself. Now what are these four gonna do? I think she's gonna be like, okay, now you're gonna do what I want.
I'd like to call this meeting to order.
I'm very excited about this collaboration. And I
Yeah,
look forward to
honestly.
seeing where your leadership takes us.
They're getting out of this very ahead. They went into this movie, or went into this meeting expecting to, you know, take her out, and they came out honestly on top.
Not fun when your body quits on you, is it? Welcome to my world.
Oh, how do you cope with it?
I'll tell you when I learn how. But it helps to know that sometimes you have to put your faith in others to get the job done.
We don't talk about it very often, but I do really like that Sousa is, you know, it's nice having a crippled character as a main character in the show. Like, I would inject myself with it too, honestly, if I was in her position, because well, what's the alternative, going back to that cell, or...
Great party.
Get her to me! Alive!
How is it?
Somewhere between infuriating and embarrassing.
Well, it, broke off the marriage.
What?
Charles!
Who does she think she is that she could do better than you?
That's not it. I messed up.
Then I'll speak to her.
No.
Nonsense. I will go on your behalf and enlighten
And yeah,
her
how is he gonna
massive
explain this to
blunder that she's about
Peggy?
to make.
That is not a good idea.
You can't really say, oh, it's because I'm in love with
She
you.
broke it off with me because she thinks I'm in love with you.
Well, I guess he can.
Oh my god.
Now he turns it off.
It's fine. It's all right.
No, it is.
I honestly don't know if we're going to end with Sousa or with Wilkes. This could, yeah, I was gonna say, it's gonna get interrupted.
Oh no.
Okay. That was not Jack, right? So Dottie has not injected herself with it yet. Damn!
It's Underwood.
Jack, you idiot.
Nice to see you again.
Okay. She dropped. Okay. Dottie, damn. Stupid. Very surprised.
Dig something up on her.
Everybody's got secrets.
Carter's
Like,
close guy.
what could they find
If
on
you
her
can't
Peggy?
find a way to take her down, then I have to question whether you're suited for high command in this government.
Yeah. God, so many good lines in Agent Carter. I wish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was this, you know, upfront about being such a shitty organization.
I can't tell you how relieved I am to see this. This could save my life. I can't thank you enough.
And yeah, I'm gonna respond. We have big problems still out there.
Sorry, Dr. Wilkes, we'll have to look at them later.
Later?
Dottie Underwood gave us a slip.
As long as she's unaccounted for, there's no way to calculate how many lives are in danger.
But I'm in the middle of...
Miss Carter? A visitor.
So many different things going on all at once right now.
There's no place in my office for agents who can't follow simple orders.
Well, it's not the best job market out there for women right now, but I'll just have to manage.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you, Peggy. Man, I am enjoying season 2 of Agent Carter so much more than season 1. This so far has been incredible. I absolutely love how much corruption we're touching on. Okay, so that's how she's gonna get out of this. Get out of this. Okay. Oh boy, so many big change-ups this episode. Whew. And we're more than halfway through now, so okay, we're in the final stretch. I'll see you guys for the discussion. Really cool to see that Dottie's going to be playing a bigger part this season. I was honestly at this point kind of reserved myself to believing that she was just going to be more of a plot device this season, like more of a, just continuing over from last season, but not much of a role, just a reason to be there for the pin and all that sort of stuff. But no, we are getting a lot more of her having a actual end to her character this arc. And I think she's going to die. I don't think we're going to end with her being, she's obviously not getting deported, and I don't think we're just going to end with her going back into custody somewhere. So I do think that she's going to die, but I don't think it's going to be through, like, Peggy or anything. I think she is going to get herself killed somehow. Like, similar to Peggy, holding onto the ledge and then letting go and letting herself fall down. That was not Whitney attacking her, that was Peggy making that. I think that's going to be how Dottie dies. Dottie, makes some decision like that and then gets herself killed. That's my prediction. It is very cool to see Peggy continuously breaking the law to be able to do good when necessary, and I wanted to bring that up because I get on S.H.I.E.L.D. a lot about that. But the SSR is like mainly looking into weird shit. It's not really like as much of a secret powered police force as S.H.I.E.L.D. is. But even all that aside, Peggy is, working by herself here. She is working outside of the SSR, and that is what makes it, same with Sousa as well. They are working outside the SSR because they realize how terrible the SSR is. And that's also, I think, why I really enjoyed the beginning of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm enjoying the rule of cool aspect of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., still plenty, but I am what is the show trying to do? I'm not really sure. I'm starting to question that too, but I'm going to save a lot of that for when I get back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I do want to have a whole discussion about that. But, I feel like the reason why I am a lot more cheering for Peggy doing it and then, against them doing it is because, again, it is the difference between some person doing it for a good and a system doing it for when the system itself is doing other worse things. It really is the hypocrisy of it, I can't cheer for them breaking the law to do something good because they are already doing so much bad that I don't care if they're doing good because they're already bad. It's again the Howard situation. It's, well, if Howard does something good, okay, that can be a good act, but that doesn't make him a good person. Coulson doing something, Coulson breaking the law to do something good does not make him a good person because he is running S.H.I.E.L.D. But, so I wanted to bring that up. It's the same reason why all the cops that I like in the MCU are the ones that are working outside the system and believe in the supers and more than even their own coworkers or anything. And not just because they have superpowers or anything, but because they actually trust them as a person. And, it's not the cops are going outside the system and, just killing criminals or whatever. Like, they are working outside the system to help the supers be able to do what they do and have, their own judgment, because their judgment's better than 90% of the police, so what's the difference, really? There is a big difference, but you know what I'm saying. And yeah, Anna this episode, we didn't really touch on it that much, but you could really feel for her having to just sort of take a back seat and, accept that all this is going to happen. She can't really tell them not to because she knows what's on the line, and she is with everything that Jarvis had to do to save her, she knows, that dangerous stuff has to happen sometimes. So, I really appreciate that about her character. For such a, backgroundish kind of character, she has a lot of strong personality. And, okay, so, talking about the system, Jack. Jack has absolutely no more excuse anymore. He is, like, I said already that the moment he joined the Arena Club, he had to go down with them. Like, he was already in too deep at that point, but I cannot imagine that there's anybody out there who would disagree now, especially, that Jack has to go. But I'm worried that the show is not going to do that. I'm very worried that the show is going to try and have Jack have a happy ending. But Jack absolutely needs to go either in prison or, I mean, that's always my go-to because that's what what we have. But, like, I don't want that. I mean, I am very against prisons. I would like all prisons to be abolished. I think you're insane if you don't want that. But, Jack, he cannot be allowed to just, shrug this off as well, I wasn't actually in the Arena Club, or like, but I did the good thing in the end. Nah, no, you're going down too. You're all going down. Get the fucking guillotine. And yeah, I absolutely love the line of, if you can't find a way to take an innocent person down, then you have to question whether you're suited for high command in this government. I love how broad that is too. Like, not like, you're not suited for this thing, you're not suited for my department or whatever, I don't want you on my team. It was just, you're not suited for high command in this government. And really that should just be stated any government. But, yeah, again, I am Agent Carter with season 2 is skyrocketing in my favorite seasons that I've been watching of the shows. By the end of it, it does have potential to even beat out, like, Daredevil season 2. As, like, I think my favorite seasons have been Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2, Daredevil season 2, and then I would probably put Agent Carter right under that right now. But by the end of season 2 of Agent Carter, it might even beat out season 2 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It might. There's a lot less interesting things going on with the characters just because there is so much less characters. But I think the thematics I am way more into. I really appreciate, like, this is, even compared to something like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage and everything like that, Agent Carter is so willing to be so, in your face with its messages and everything. And I really wish more of the, show. I really wish more of the movies would do that, especially. Like, the more I watch these TV shows, the more I understand the, crappy Marvel movies mentality. I don't agree with it, because I still think that the movies are very fascinating for a universe, sort of aspect of them. But I do understand how, like, it took me not watching the Marvel movies. I never understood why people had that mindset. But I get it now. It's, the movies don't really have a strong message or themes. They are very popcorn-esque. They want to be very subtle with the themes to not, try and offend anybody, that would be against those themes. So, and I feel like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., as I am also starting to realize, like, I think that's also why that's, like, one of the least popular, or not one of the least popular, but why, that's so divided in the MCU community in general, as I have heard, people telling me. I don't know this firsthand, but just people telling me. I do think it is because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does not have very strong messages or very strong thematic tying together of much at all. It has a hell of a lot of good characterization and just amazingly good rule of cool and writing and its plot and everything like that. But when you really break it down politically and with its message, it just is very milk toast. It's very, like, just trying to not really say much. And I don't know. It's weird. Again, I'm going to talk about it way more with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I wanted to bring it up here because, again, with the MCU, the movies, Agent Carter and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are all three together tied in as this, like, package thing that is the most connected, and everything else has got a lot less connected, but those three are pretty well connected. It is interesting to see how different Agent Carter is from the other two. Anyway, moving on to Whitney. Whitney is absolutely losing it, and her end goal I want stopped, but her actions so far I am happy about. It's a very opposite Fisk and Cottonmouth situation, in which we didn't know what their end goal was, but their actions and their words, well, not really their actions, their actions were clearly wrong, but by their goal, it was maybe this would be better than, because plenty of actual cities have the, a sort of criminal undercomponent running the city in a way that it does more for the city than the actual government can do, even if it is also bad. It is the lesser two evils and not good, which is why things like Fisk and Cottonmouth need to be taken out. But it also makes them interesting villains because they have this sort of goal that is not, like, as opposed to Whitney, where her actions are all her killing people that we want to see her kill, but we know her end goal is just power and, wanting to, just sort of fuck up the world and get revenge on the world for everything that has sort of happened to her throughout her life. And I do like that there's nothing, like, super major that has happened to her throughout her life. That is also, I think, a, thing in stories that I think is done to death so much that is not as interesting as something like this, where she has just dealt with normal stuff that women have had to deal with throughout this time, and she has had enough of it, and now she wants revenge. And I think that is so much more interesting than if she had had a extremely tragic backstory. Because it's a lot more relatable that so many people could be in this position if they just had zero matter. But I'm loving the way the MCU is handling their show villains. Movie villains again could take some work, but the show villains are fantastic with how different each of them have been and knowing what their goals are. I mean, and then when you compare it with Kilgrave, who didn't have an end goal. He was just trying to live his life, not in a good way, but he was just trying to. He didn't have an end goal. He was just living. He was just being a fucking piece of shit. So I love the difference in all these villains. And Whitney is the first one where it's like, I have nothing wrong with any of her actions. I want to see her get as far as she possibly can, and then to stop her at the last moment, because I don't want her goals realized, but I do want her to just keep wreaking havoc on all these fucking white men. It is just. It's so fun to watch. The courtroom, or sorry, not the court, the council scene was immensely satisfying. And also Hugh Jones, such a good actor. All these like council members are honestly really good members, or really good actors, because they know how to switch between their like super grimy, sleazy side and their really cowardly, it's like extremely watery-eyed, scared, faces and everything. It's sad to see Calvin is gone, my favorite actor so far, but very satisfying to see him go, so not too sad about that. But yeah, it's incredible how good all these people are at acting, but it is also given the chance, right? When you are, sometimes with villains, it's a lot easier to see good acting in villains because they can, swap between two different versions of themselves a lot more easily than, the good characters can, so we really only see the one side of the good characters. But yeah, honestly, everybody in the show, very, very amazingly good at acting. Season 1, it was all, like, the acting, it was, Peggy is amazing, and, certain other people, Sousa was good, but, like, for the most part, everybody was, meh. Now this season, everybody has been elevated to, like, the acting is fantastic. So yeah, Whitney now has Dottie, and I don't know exactly what she's planning to do with her, what's the plan here? I don't know. I think Dottie's gonna escape. I think the plot is Dottie gets out here somehow, and then she's on the loose. But I don't see what Whitney wants to do with her. Maybe I need another. Would she know about Dottie in any way? How would she? So she wouldn't have any idea who Dottie is. She just. I don't know. Because the FBI and all that were the ones who captured her, but they gave them over to, because Whitney said, give me her. But maybe the FBI filled her in? I think that's the only explanation we can assume here, is that Werner, filled Whitney. Well, he hasn't even met Whitney, so somebody filled Whitney in on the. He's met Whitney, but you know what I mean. He hasn't met her. He hasn't talked to her after everything that just happened, I think. But I think somebody filled her in on who Dottie is, and I don't know why I keep saying Dottie like it's D-A-U, Dottie. Yeah, but even if they told her everything about Dottie, so what? What does she want? Like, I want a strong female to help me do stuff. I don't know, but it's not like Dottie's gone through any, Dottie has not gone through she's gone through her, she is the one with the tragic backstory. Like, she has been sort of, she's a child soldier. I don't know what other word I can, try and sugarcoat this. She was a child soldier that was fucking, now has, like, this most extreme Stockholm syndrome you've ever seen. So, but, does she, though? She doesn't. She doesn't even have Stockholm syndrome. She's just, like, permanently fucked up now. Like, she didn't expect the Soviets to, save her at all, and I don't think she gives a shit about, like, the Soviets in any way at all. So, I think she's just doing what she thinks is the right thing to do. Like, she's been brainwashed with that ideology, but I don't think she cares particularly about the government. More so, she's just trying to, she just hates America, and so she's trying to, she's trying to do destruction and do chaos in America rather than for the Soviets, just for herself. It's a really interesting distinction, but again, I like how different all these villains are, as opposed to something like what was his name? Finoff? Was it Finoff? That doesn't sound right, but maybe the brainwashing guy from last season. Like, he was all for the motherland and for the Soviets and everything like that, as far as I remember. So yeah, he I like the difference there. And yeah, Whitney is probably the most dangerous person on the planet right now. Like, they said that, and I fully believe it. Like, who else would be more dangerous? Also, I just like the ice thing is still going on. Like, the ice was specifically like the contaminated blood, but then that has been so unrelated to the Zero Matter stuff. It has been related to it. We haven't seen it since, of the body that becomes so iced up and then can shatter very easily. That has not come back into play at all. And it just does not seem like would Calvin not have turned to ice already? Like, that's the one thing, that's the thing I'm realizing. Like, you would assume, or I assumed it was if they were around somebody that had zero matter in their body. It was the same thing with, like, Calvin saying you shouldn't touch her when they went to Jane Scott's body. But I guess because of the way it's in Whitney, it's not the same. Like I get why Whitney and I get why Jason wouldn't be turning to ice, but yeah, why? And then when Jason had the zero matter in him, why not? I don't know. I guess they do need to be touching for a while. Like, the coroner, it was blood. Calvin has not been in contact with Whitney's blood. I guess that's the difference there. So maybe it still does track. Maybe it all does still track. I guess I can't think of anything that particularly exactly, shows why it's not possible. So I guess it is still possible. It's a weird, it still feels so different, but I guess there's nothing that discredits it. And yeah, okay, so I assume that they already gave Jason the sample of zero matter. We didn't see that, but I'm just going to assume that has already happened. And is it temporary now, or is it because it's this much, is it not temporary? I don't know. I wish we would talk more about the Jason thing. We really don't talk about the Jason thing at all. And I gotta say, though, I also was like, at the end of this episode when they were kind of ignoring Jason, and I did the same thing they did. I'm like, we got bigger problems, but do we have bigger problems? What I'm saying is, Jason is really starting to feel like the third wheel on a car with 8 wheels here. Both in terms of the Peggy and Sousa relationship thing, but then also just in terms of all the plans we're making here and everything, because he is intangible, he is just at the whims of the others, so he cannot really... Wait, no, they haven't given him the sample yet, because he would be able to just build the thing himself. So, no, they have not given him the sample yet. Okay. Either way, no. Because he's intangible, he's just, at the whims of them. So, he really just has to, wait around on them and just sort of, like, sit around and wait for stuff to happen, and, he just feels so unimportant and unneeded here, even though he is doing a lot of, important stuff. And on the, other side of that as well, like, they are solely they're not focusing on the immediate danger of him, his life that is dying right now. He is actively dying for the past couple days, basically. That is the best way to say it. He has been struggling so hard to hold onto this plane of existence. So, even if it's just one life, it is the minority. It is in immediate danger. Whereas we are so much more focused on Dottie, the not immediate danger that the majority is facing. And I, again fell into the same pitfalls of saying the same thing they were saying. But in reality, we should be saying it doesn't matter if Dottie's going to hurt more people. That's not happening right now, and it's not a pressing issue. The pressing issue is the person right in front of us who is dying. And yeah, again, with the, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. being very on the nose about its, messages and everything. I really appreciate that. We really got to do a better job of saving Wilkes right now. Like, I'm starting to worry that Wilkes is going to do the same shit that Whitney's going to do, and it's starting to, with even myself, telling him to wait, I can see why he would go to the dark side, pun intended. I keep thinking he's going to slip to another, dimension or whatever, but this might just be he just basically becomes like Whitney if he gives in. Or even worse, like a ghost Whitney. So, yeah, I think that's where we're going with Wilkes. I think he's slowly just being like, these motherfuckers do not give a shit about me at all. Sousa and Peggy are seemingly where we're going to go, I think. I said, like, I'm not sure where we're going with this triangle. It could end up with Sousa, it could end up with Wilkes. But I think now, by the end of the episode, I am comfortable saying that I think it's going to be Sousa and Peggy. And Wilkes is going to have a tragic end. I absolutely think so. Yeah, Peggy and Sousa, I'm very happy for. I think it's going to be interesting going forward. I really don't have anything against it now. I like Sousa as a character, and the Violet situation is over, so there's no weirdness going on there. So, all in all, I'm down for Sousa and Peggy. I can't. If you would have told me, I would be saying I am fine with Sousa and Peggy, and in fact, I like it and want it to happen by the end of the series. If you would have told me, I said that back in season one. If you would have told me that, no way I would have believed you. Absolutely no way. I would have been like, no, I would be insane to say that, but it's true. They've done a fantastic job of building Sousa back up. Even though he is still plenty, as, again, as we talked about, he is not maliciously, but he is still sexist or misogynistic or whatever word you want to use. But yeah, they've built him back up so amazingly well, even with that, which is incredible, compared to somebody like Jack, who just continues to plummet. But I mean, still, Jack, fantastic character, don't get me wrong. But yeah, Sousa has been continuing to go up and up as a person and as a character, because let's be honest, his character in season 1 was also pretty bad. The prank thing was so dumb. That was not Sousa a bad person, that's also what it was, but it was also just bad writing. That fucking stupid prank he tried to pull, dumb, bad writing, and I'm glad that we're moving past that. Again, very good episode. Really loved all the comedy in it, with Jarvis and everything. I kept Jarvis in the party. Such a weird decision to make. Like, okay, first off, the one thing that it seemed like they wanted Jarvis to do was distract Jack, which they didn't know Jack was going to be there. So, we're going from the beginning. We tell Jarvis he's going to go, because we know that, it's not going to be that suspicious. Even if people recognize him, it won't be that suspicious, because Howard gets these tickets all the time, blah, blah, blah. But that is implying that these people do not go to this arena club. Every year they do this, and Howard is never there, and Jarvis is never there, and this one time Jarvis is there during all this stuff that they already know Jarvis is a, like working against them and, has tried to do various, like, conspiracy shit. And, Hugh Jones knows, is it Hugh Jones or Hugh Jack? No, it's Hugh Jones. Knows, that him and Howard have a lot of beef. So there's just Jarvis being here seemed very not, like, I get it. It's like, it's better than having Dottie go there by herself, I guess. But is it? Did Jarvis do a good job at all? No. I mean, like, Dottie being there by herself would probably be better. It's probably not that worse. And yeah, it like... Such a dumb plan. But I get it. We're really running low on our good plans here. We're just kind of doing this. This is the only plan we have. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say about this episode. Again, really funny. Absolutely was dying laughing during it. I'll see you guys for the next one. Until then, get the fuck out of here.